Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and as you can see we are running this team for the tournament, and the score it did give me was 45 billion. So yeah, 45 billion. You can see I am first right now, and let me know what you guys got for the last tournament in terms of like your score wise. Of course, flipping, what did you guys get? And in terms of the setup, let me just run you guys through the memorias and of course the familiars, because those are the important things. And you guys are thinking, why running Sanjiru and of course Rukia when they are banned, but Rukia still provides us support with the 20% range and 50% damage. And she is that extra water unit that allows us to get Acid Rain. And that's what Sanjiru is there to act as the filler for Iron spells, because Irons, yeah, of course you can see unknown units counts for all elements. So we're getting the passion spells and the iron and the of course the water spells from Sanjiru. So let's just run into the familiars and memorials. So memorials wise, I gave Rukia just this one, Jack of All. You could give it to anyone else if you want, doesn't really matter. And then irons, I gave him a Jack of All Rukia as well. And then for Baiken, you can see we use caloric stone on Baiken, so I just gave a Jack of All with the frozen admiral as well. And then for Uma, if you have a Deadeye Rukia, give that. But if you have any other memorial with Deadeye, that's for like, of course, mythical or above, you'll give that one to, of course, your Uma. And then Sanjiru does not matter, of course. And then for your Nami, you want to give anything that has Fortune 3. So, yeah, that's it for the memorials in terms of the familiars wise. Let me run you through those. So, we're running this one on Irons, this one on Uma. We're running a Fu on our Brook, so 14.2% Brook, Fu. And then we're running Burbs, so I'm running this one on our Rukia. And let's see. Yeah, the last one, the last familiar is Urizu. For, of course, what's the name? Nami. And Baikon's one, I use this one for 25.6% range. So let's just get into this run, and yeah, let's see you guys, of course, get this done. Okay, first things first, yeah. You have to, of course, place your Nami down there. And yeah, by doing that, of course, you just leave it there, mate. I don't know what I'm saying, just yapping, mate. But you're gonna do your Uma stats, of course. But make sure you follow the stats I do, not anything else, yeah? Okay, make sure you're following my, of course, upgrades with the Uma and of course the stats. Wave 4, place your irons down. Use both passion spells, of course, Greater Undead and then Acid Rain. And make sure you're farming early game pretty well. If you do things well, your Nami should be maxed, of course, at wave 5. And you just keep following the stat spreads I'm going for on Umas. And now we caloric Baiken in. Of course, Baiken is the unit that's going to carry us through this whole tournament. But yeah, keep following my same stat spreads. The issue is, it's gonna be very RNG wise, because of course you're not putting anything into cost, and it's gonna affect your run a lot. But there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to deal with the 10% and just pray that nothing messes up. And you can see I upgraded irons a bit here, just to of course cover this much passing, just for now. The reason I'm not maxing him yet, because I mean putting the most money into him, is because I want Bakken to get hits in, you know. Make sure Bakken is on the attach mode. And yeah, Rukia, it's annoying because Rukia is just fully supporting Ans. Of course, you'd ideally want her to alternate between Baiken and Ans. So if you want to put a lower SPA on your Baiken, go ahead and try that, you know. It could be something that helps a lot. And now, of course, you want to make sure you do your Brook buff. 40 strokes, that's all you need. And yeah, it's just playing this game on full auto. The reason for this is you want of course, your Baiken to build up a meter. You want Baiken to get to 200% meter, and of course, you're gonna pull the boss over once he gets past you. And yeah, there's not really much to even say, you know. Just play the waves out, and just of course follow my Uma stat spreads. For now, you don't have to do much. But you could put, of course, your money into Baiken now if you want. You know, might as well. But you would keep it to last. Oh my days, mate. But yeah, the frustrating thing is you can see how my Birkin's at 0.7 range. There are times where she goes up to 0.9, but that's if Rukia decides to buffer. But it's not always gonna happen. Most of the time Rukia sits by Irons and just constantly buffs Irons. But yeah, at this point you can of course start putting your stats into Uma in terms of like upgrade wise, your yen. You're gonna keep doing this of course every 5 minutes. And you can see we have 200% tension meter. You could easily wave skip the next two waves, but the reason why I don't is because the enemies have dispersal, so you wanna have you wanna have as little enemies on the map as possible, because the more enemies you have on the map, of course, the worse it is, of course, when dealing with the mobs later on. Because dispersal moves a portion of the damage to the surrounding enemy, so you're not really doing your maximum damage to, of course, them at all times. So yeah, it just kind of chuds out. Yeah, you can see how annoying it is when Rukia only wants to support Irons. You know, if it supported Baiken as well, Baiken would have some crazy pull range and would actually do probably take me to wave 28 or 29 instead. But yeah, here it went down to 0.5. You see, it's so bad. And yeah, one thing that is annoying is that Irons can't apply Despair in immunity. I think it is a bug. And yeah, if he had Despair and doing 30% more damage would have been so much nicer. I guess you could drop the spell, but it's just another attack to have in place, you know? Why not just have another attack? Another full AoE attack? That's the only reason I keep Despair. We're doing this again at wave 19, so we don't have to do it again, because the next 7 waves after this are going to be on full auto, so we're going to have to be focused, making sure we, of course, lock in. So yeah, looking at this, you'll see how much focus you need to have, because of course, the enemies do get bad now. And of course, the next boss is the boss that we end up dying to. And then now you can see, we're going to make sure we hit the boss. If we don't hit him, then of course it's a negative. We want to make sure that you at least get one hit on him. Hopefully, you know. As long as it's one hit, you're fine. So I'm going to switch this guy back to the strongest. Well, bosses. So he hits the boss at least once. And now the boss has been hit. We're going to be switching him to, of course, last. And now you can see it's at 0.9 and Vikings at 0.9 range, but 0.9x multiplier, but it's gonna go down to of course 0.7 or 0.5. You wanna pray that you of course can pull it off at 0.7. So yeah, the reason I switched the bosses, so I'm not really pulling the new enemies in. So yeah, we pull, and then you wanna Brook Nuke instantly, you know. The reason for this, of course, you're hitting all those guys, and if you hit all of them, you can see Brook's total damage is crazy. He has like 1 million DPS right now, but you're 800 million damage just from Brook. And now you can set back and back to last or closest. And now it's just about putting the stats into your Umas and of course just surviving as long as possible. These apostles at the front should die off from of course Uma, Ainz, and of course the summons, but yeah, pretty much just prioritizing your Umas, you know. But your turn auto wave skip off at this wave, at wave 26. And you can see the stats we had. We had 200, 190, and 185. Of course, this will be like 195, 195 if we did not get unlucky with, of course, the RNG on Uma. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the strat. If you're new around here and this video does help you guys, you know, just like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. We'll be looking to do trailers soon, so yeah, peace.